Okay, on behalf of Bhaktivedanta Club, IIT Kanpur, I would like to welcome today's speaker, Harikeshwar Kushwaha. So, just in few 2 minutes, I would like to introduce about today's speaker. So, Harikeshwar sir has did his BTech from IIT Kanpur in electrical department uh, in 1999. So very special feature about Harikeshwar sir is he is the first student of Behra sir. Means he is the very senior, very senior of Bhaktivedanta Club. So and after completing his graduation, he worked for Goldman Sachs in USA and Singapore for more than 9 years. And after working there, he left his very lucrative job just with a desire of serving full time. So eventually he joined Bhaktivedanta Gurukula, an international school based in Vrindavan. And there he served for 5 years. And currently he is running a center called ISKCON PEACE, Prayag, Eternal Abode of Culture and Education. So today Harikeshwar sir will be speaking on topic called Introduction to Mantra Meditation. So this is very special topic for all of you because exams will be coming. So a very stressful situation will be there. Then all of you must be wondering that how to balance this stress, how to manage time very effectively. Okay, and how to do this mantra meditation. What is the proper do's and don'ts? How to get maximum benefit, and those who have taken this procedure, what is the realization, why you should invest your time in this procedure. Okay, so all these questions will be answered in today's talk. So without taking any more time, I would like to hand over to Harikeshwar sir to enlighten us on this special topic, introduction to mantra meditation.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So all the students, they are going to stay on mute and also videos, they will have it off.
Yes, they can unmute and they can also turn on their video.
Okay, fine. Divinesh Prabhu for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to you this evening. And I am very happy to see so many students here. And I suppose all of them are new students, right? So, as I have been informed that there have been some classes prior to this one, and where you have been introduced with the basic philosophy of Krishna consciousness and Bhagavad Gita. So today the topic is mantra meditation, and as it is written in the flyer, the purpose is to help you have focus, concentration, and stay calm. So I would like to know from you, how many of you think you need to stay calm and focused? Is this a problem for any of you? Any students?
Yes, it is a very great problem for us.
Great problem.
Yes, Prabhu.
So that is why we have this session. Okay, someone has put on chat too much. Focus, concentration, staying calm in this modern world is a big problem, and it's a big topic. So I just did a Google search to find out how many thoughts cross our mind in a day. What do you think? Without Googling. Can anyone say? Can anyone guess? Have a guess? How many thoughts? 90,000, someone is saying. 70,000 lakhs. So all of these are correct because these numbers vary from person to person. So many thoughts. Every second, a thought crosses our mind. Mind is so restless. When we are talking about focus means, we can stay on one single thought for a longer duration. One single thought or one single activity, we stay on that, and that is called focus or concentration. See, imagine if thousands of thoughts are crossing our mind every day. Means if we do a little bit of arithmetic, we find just a few seconds on an average, we have another thought. And we never get to know when one thought ends and another one starts. We are sitting here in this room, then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we end up in another continent. Our thoughts go there and there and there and there and everywhere. So this is a big challenge because this makes us restless and we feel unhappy. And it's our nature and everybody's nature to be happy and peaceful. So in this situation, it's very difficult. So before we get into the techniques of mantra meditation and the process of doing it and the actual demo, we need to do a little bit of, we need to have some understanding of why the mind is so restless. What is the need for this mantra meditation? So I have been informed that you also had a session on the 3 modes of material nature. Bhagavad Gita has many interesting concepts about life. And one of them is this concept of 3 modes of material nature, which actually is very, very crucial in understanding why our mind is so restless. Unless we understand that properly, it will be very difficult to get our mind in a state of peaceful and calm situation. So let me explain you through an analogy, because these 3 modes of material nature may be something very new to all of you, though you have studied so many concepts about material nature. Concepts in physics, concepts in maths, and concepts in chemistry. They are all different concepts about nature. But this thing about nature is very unique and very crucial. All of you know there are 3 primary colors. What are they? Can anyone tell? What are those 3 primary colors?
RGB.
Red, yellow, and blue. Someone wrote. Actually, 3 can be any 3. Red, RGB. On computers, you go to change colors. You find these RGB combinations, and you scroll that, and then you can create different colors, right? So red, green, and blue. So by combining these 3, how many colors can you create?
Infinite.
Infinite. Very true. So by combining just these 3, you can create infinite colors. Similarly, these 3 modes of nature, they are the 3 different states of consciousness, and by combining them, we can create unlimited states of our consciousness. And they are called mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. In Sanskrit, it's a satoguna, rajoguna, and tamoguna. Some of you may have heard about this. And by combining these 3, there can be unlimited, let's say 20% satoguna, 75% rajoguna, and 5% tamoguna. And you can have various combinations, 3 different percentages, which make 100. And you can create a different state of consciousness. And that's what we all have. Each one of us have a state of our consciousness, which is some combination of these 3. What are the natures and symptoms of these modes? Satoguna is correct. The mode of goodness is characterized by a state of calm, happiness, focus, concentration, the terms that Jivnesh Prabhu has written in the meeting invite. So they are all symptoms of mode of goodness. When you feel happy, you have clarity of thought, clarity of vision, what you need to do, what you don't need to do. You are not in a confused state. You are very clear. You feel joyful. So that's all is a symptom of mode of goodness. In passion, one has very strong desires, overcome by lust, anger, possessed by so many desires and want to do this, want to do that, I want this, I like to do this, feeling so much need within and cravings. If that is the state of our mind, then that is a symptom of mode of passion. And if we feel lazy, morose, dull, and we are in an unclean situation, very confused, don't know what is right, wrong, what to do, what not to do, all these things, they are symptoms of mode of ignorance, or called tamoguna. So, and by a combination of these three, will sometimes we have one is more prominent and the other one is less prominent, and at other times things change. Suppose we go in the early morning hours in the open nature. There are beautiful trees. There is some water body. Birds are chirping, and a nice breeze is blowing. So you feel very calm and peaceful. The mind is not agitated because the nature is calm. So it has an effect. It has an effect on our mind, and we also feel very peaceful and calm at that time. We can just imagine ourselves being in such kind of a natural settings and see what it feels like. All of you must have been in such situations. I'm just giving an example. Now imagine being in a mall, shopping mall, where there is all kind of litters and glitters and shops. People are coming, going, so much of movement, so much of commodities on sale, the advertisement boards and all that. And what kind of, how do we feel? We see so many things, then our mind, oh, I want to this, I try this, let us buy this, let us get this. The mind becomes very restless and agitated seeing all this. So this is the effect of the surrounding. Again, we associate with a environment or situation which is in mode of goodness, then we also get that same mood and same state of consciousness. That's the goodness we discussed, then we discussed passion. The third one is ignorance. You are suppose sitting with some people who are confused, don't know what to do, idle, lazy, and then unclean, haven't washed their clothes for many days and wearing that, tired. So then we also become dull, we don't know what to do, confused. So that kind of situation, sleepy. So that is like mode of ignorance. How our day progresses, the morning hours are usually in mode of goodness. And as the day progresses, the passion increases. And as it gets to the end of the day, in the night, it's mode of ignorance that is more prominent. And this cycle goes on. So, in order for us to keep a state of consciousness which is more closer to mode of goodness, we have to associate with that type of environment, that type of people, that type of books, that type of the literature and all that we have to do so that we stay close to the mode of goodness. Now in the current world, people have plenty of distractions, and thanks to the modern technology, which has created so many gadgets, the internet and whatnot, which has definitely its benefits and very, very useful. But at the same time, it has created so much of anxiety and distraction for people. We earlier had, and now also we have, the weapons of mass destruction, like the nuclear bombs and baby bombs. But now we have got something else. And all of you have this. Is there with everybody, the weapon of mass distraction. So weapon of mass destruction and weapon of mass distraction. Go anywhere. People are busy on their phones. This internet and mobile phones, they have helped us connect with the whole world, and we stay connected. Now they say that stay connected. We stay connected with the whole world, but we disconnect with ourselves. We lose connection, we lose touch with ourselves, and we are connected with everyone else. This web is named appropriately. It's a web where we are actually caught. We go on the web to do something, and then we end up doing so many other things which we did not intend to do when we went there in the first place. We went to search for some little thing, and then we search that, and then they are here, and we don't know why we came here in the first place, and we spend hours there. So web is like web. We are caught in the web, in the net. So the internet and mobile phones, they are big. Yes, they are tools. And as long as they stay as tools, it's good. But there should be tools in our hand, not we become tools in their hand. The internet controls us. We go there and then we become slaves of the web. We become slaves of the mobile phones. All the time the phone rings, this message, that message. Every moment we are opening up. What is that? We are checking the phone. So basically, we have given our freedom to these mobile phones and webs, and they control us. So when we end up in this situation, there is no question of having a state of peace and calm and focus and concentration. How can it be? We have people, like we have these things around us which are always distracting us. So we need to be in our control. These things are there, but they should be used as tools, and we should know when to use them and also when not to use them. So we use them appropriately. It's very important because as students find a lot of distractions because of these things. They're highly distracted all the time with mobile phones. You go anywhere, they're all the time. Even people are driving, they're on the phone. They travel in trains. I was in Singapore 5-6 years ago. And in train, it's a metro train I used to take to go from my home to work. And the train, you just observe everybody. Everybody in the train is on their phones. Nobody is talking to the person next to him. And they are talking to somebody who is somewhere else. So this is the situation. And this is no different in India. And you can observe everywhere you go, people are on the phone all the time. So we should know, yes, it's useful, and we should know when to use, how much to use, and when not to use. We should have some, sometimes, okay, I will check my WhatsApp messages 3 times, 4 times a day or whatever, certain times. Not that every minute I keep checking, because messages will keep coming. But I don't be checking all the time, because if I'm checking all the time, then that's basically I am making myself distracted. There is no, I should mold my life in such a way that I said, okay, I will check once in the morning. noon, in the evening, whatever, at suitable times, you can see what the need is. According to your, there is no hard and fast rule, but it shouldn't be that every moment I should be checking. Then where is the question of focus? Because phone will keep, messages will keep coming. Internet is always there. Some news will always keep coming. So if I all the time wants to go and check the latest news, there will always be some latest news. But do I really need to look at that? Is there going to be any problem if I check the news once a day or twice a day? And I am aware of it. The world is not going to halt if I don't know something happened somewhere immediately. So these are little things that we need to understand and accept in our life, that I will have these controls in my life. And I will use internet, I will use phone, but then they will come as I want, not the way that these phones and web, they dictate us. Then we can talk about focus and concentration and other things. On one hand, if we keep these things uncontrolled, then it will going to be very difficult to have focus, especially with your end semester exams being very close. As I have been informed, that's just 10 days away. You need to get yourself prepared for that, to avoid these distractions which are not needed. Minimize it. We simply say minimize it. So it's very, very important. Actually, this has become a big addiction. Nowadays, there are many problems coming up because of these things. People have people's fingers move like this. They have got these problems. The mental problems have come up because people are doing this all the time, and then even if they don't want, their fingers move like this. And many people all the time they keep hearing the ringtone, and they all the time keep expecting now a ring is coming. Now a ring is going to come. So it's ring anxiety. Being an anxiety, they have ring anxiety. So people develop these kind of problems. So we need to understand this and accordingly adjust our life so that we use it, but then carefully. Now let us come to mantra meditation. Having understood that mind is by nature very restless, and it acquires the symptoms and characteristics of the kind of things that we associate with. If we associate with things that are in mode of passion all the time, we are all the time interacting and talking and with people who are all the time on the run. They're all the time, oh, this, that, very restless. And then we also become like that. We all the time associating with people who are very lazy, can never wake up to go for a class. They hardly take bath in a week, very dirty, unclean. Then we also acquire those kind of qualities. And if we associate with people who are we have clarity of thought, very punctual, they get up in the morning, they have some regulated life, they follow a particular schedule, they have good heart, hardworking, but not working like a donkey. So that way, if we associate with such people, such type of environment, then we also imbibe those qualities. So focus, concentration, these things are going to be possible only if we try to associate with people and situations and environment which are in mode of goodness. This is the underlying principle on which then we can talk about mantra meditation. Because unless we do that, it is going to be very difficult. When we understand this and then we do, then it will be very helpful. Just like you go to a doctor. So doctor says that, okay, you have this problem. I'm giving you a medicine, but also there are certain do's and don'ts that you have to follow. Suppose someone has got cold and doctor gives a tablet. Says, but please remember, do not eat ice cream. And the person goes home and then says, what is the problem? I am having medicine, so I will take the medicine, but he goes on eating ice cream. How is he going to be cured? So similarly, this mantra meditation will help if we at the same time, we also try to associate with mode of goodness. If we continue to stay in mode of passion and ignorance, all the time I'm on one hand mala, on one hand phone, that is not going to work. So all the time we are chanting, doing mantra meditation, but mind is where? Who is going to call? Oh, a message is coming. Let me just check my message. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, you called me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So that will not work. So that is why I discussed these principles earlier, that there are certain things that we need to follow for the mantra meditation to be effective, for it to work, just like a doctor, as I explained. The medicine is going to work if you follow the do's and don'ts. Doctor says, okay, you eat this and do not eat this, and take this medicine. So mantra meditation is like this medicine. But certain other controls in our lives, they are like the do's and don'ts. Sorry. I just, you see, distraction. Distraction. I should keep it on. So there is a distraction. So now I know I should not be taking this call, even though the call came. So I put it aside. I should have kept it in silent mode earlier itself. So having understood these principles, now let us come to the mantra meditation. Meditation is a process where we try to connect with ourselves and the source of ourselves. Because we are connected with everything else here in the world. We are associating with everything else except for ourselves and our source. Ourselves, by I mean our true self, the soul. And the source of the soul is the super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead. So this is a process. The mantra meditation is a process to establish our relationship with our source, our origin, our Father, our Lord, our dear one. And this is a process where we call out to Him, praying to Him. This is actually a prayer that we offer, requesting Him to please let me connect with you. Let me engage you in your service. Let me engage myself in your service. So this is the Maha Mantra, which I am sure all of you have heard. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This Maha Mantra has got three words: Hare, Krishna, and Rama. Krishna and Ram, these two are the names of the Supreme Personality, Supreme Person. Krishna means the all-attractive one, and Rama means the highest pleasure, the one who gives all pleasure. And Hare refers to the energy of the Lord, which comes from the word Hara. In Sanskrit, when you have a Sambodhan karak, we call it, when you address someone, then the form changes, just like Rama becomes Rame. So similarly, Hara becomes Hare. So these three, and all three are in that, you have the Sambodhan karak, Sambodhan Vibhakti, where these three words, they are in that Sambodhan form. where you are addressing. Like Krishna is actually Hey Krishna. Rama is actually Hey Rama. And Hare is Hey Hare, which means calling out. That is even the Sanskrit meaning, if we look at that, is like this. And that's the Sanskrit, the literal meaning. And the bhav, there are two types of meanings of each mantra. One is the literal meaning, it's called Shabdarth, and there is a bhavarth. What is the bhav? What is the motive? What is the purpose with which we speak this mantra? And that is, O Lord, O Krishna, O Rama, O energy of the Lord, Hare, please engage me in your service. I am your servant, and please engage me in your service. I have been staying in this material world for a long time, forgetting you, but I have now realized, and I want to connect with you. I want to be with you and engage in your service. Please take me in your service. This is the mood and this with which we should chant this mantra. So, and this is the Maha Mantra, which has been coming down from the Lord in the disciplic succession for generations after generations after generations, has been practiced from such a long time, mentioned in our scriptures. Great personalities, they have practiced it, and in this way they have connected, they have realized their true self and have established their eternal relationship with the Lord. And the higher purpose is this mantra is actually there to develop our deep love for the Lord. All of us want to love and be loved, because that is where the happiness and joy lies. But we don't know what should be our object of love. So we end up loving so many things which are temporary. And that leads to frustration. But when we know that actually the object of love is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and everything else that is connected to Him, that should be our object of love. So then we love devotees, we love Krishna, we love his pastimes, his name, his form. We develop love for these things, and then that brings a very deep joy within. And this is something that anybody can experience by sincere practice. This is not just something theoretical. Anybody who practices it can experience for oneself. A change, it brings out a transformation in our heart. It brings out a transformation in our thoughts, in our relationships, in the way how we look at things, in a very positive way. So this is the mantra meditation, which I think I am supposed to do with you as a demo. Because you are all, ideally, this is best done when we are together physically. But given the circumstances that all of you are in different parts of India, so we will have it online. But I will just introduce you that we chant this mantra in many ways. There are two processes. One is called Kirtan and another is called Japa. So Kirtan is where many devotees, they sit together or stand and they chant loudly with instruments, kartal and mridanga, and they chant just like nice Kirtan. And everybody participates and they dance also and have a very special experience. That is called Kirtan. That is how we chant this Maha Mantra. The other way to do is to alone. It could be in a group of devotees, but do it ourselves. And we individually softly chant this mantra. We speak a little bit, not too loud, just loud enough so that we can hear it clearly. So we have to see, if there is nobody around, we can chant it a little more louder. But if there are so many other devotees around, then we should not chant too loud so that others feel distracted, but loud enough so that we can hear. We can hear it. The idea is to hear the mantra. So we speak as well as hear the mantra. And we try to focus our mind on the sound vibration. On each word, we should pronounce clearly and try to hear that. And we chant it on beats. There are beats. It's a strand of 108 beats. I can show it to you. I have one here. It's like this. You, all of you may not have because you are at your homes, but that is fine. So we chant on these beats. So we hold it in this way, and then we chant one Maha Mantra on one beat. Say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So like this we chant, and then we move on to the next beat, and then we chant the mantra, and then move on to the next beat. And this way go on, complete the cycle, come back here, and then go then the reverse order like this, and we keep doing this. So the chanting complete one round, when we chant our 108 beats, then that is called one round. So when we start practicing, we start with 1 or 2 rounds like this. Usually when we become like comfortable with chanting, it usually takes 7 to 8 minutes to chant one round. So 15 minutes, we can chant 2 rounds if we are chanting alone. But if we are chanting together, then it may take a little longer. So today we are going to chant together because this is the first time. So all of you will stay on mute, I think, because otherwise everyone's sound will create a noise. So, but you chant wherever you are because you will hear me. So you can just follow and chant with me. So since I will be chanting a little slow so that everyone can follow, so it is going to take around 10 minutes. Otherwise, if I chant alone, then it takes usually 7 to 8 minutes, sometimes a little fast and slow. It depends on how one pronounces the mantra. So that's the way how we chant. And this is called japa or chanting or mantra meditation. So we chant and the mood is that we are praying to the Lord to engage us in His service. And we try to hear the mantra. So it's like the example is given, a child when cries for the mother. So this chanting is like that. So we basically cry for the Lord. When we do that from the core of our heart, and Lord is sitting in our heart as the super soul. He listens to our prayer. And this is how we start building our relationship and connecting with the Lord. And we are associating with the Lord. So that will definitely take ourselves out of these modes of material nature and put in a completely different state of consciousness. That is even beyond the 3 modes. And that is a state of transcendence. It's a state of complete peace and calm and joy and happiness. It's very deep. So we are associating with the worldly things, so our mind is very distracted. If we associate with something which is in the higher modes, then definitely our mind becomes calm and peaceful. So this is the understanding that we associate with the Lord. And what is the best thing to associate with? The Lord Himself. So this mantra actually is helping us associate with the highest thing that we can associate with, which is in the best state of consciousness. The pure goodness. Shuddha Sattva Guna, the pure goodness. And we associate with that, then automatically it's a gradual process. It will slowly and slowly change and transform our heart, and we will become more peaceful and happy. So I think I have been able to convey some message to you about this mantra meditation. And let us start now. Shall we start now, Jivnesh Prabhu?
Yes, yes. I would like to request participants, please turn on your video, but keep yourself mute, otherwise it will create lot of noise. If you turn on your video, you can get maximum benefit of this session. So this is very practical demo will be going. So please take as much as possible from this demo session. Yes, we can start.
So we usually chant another mantra before starting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That is Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. This mantra will be later given to you by Prabhu. So we'll start now. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra ki jai. So this is called a mantra meditation. We all chant like this. I hope it was audible to all of you and you could chant with me at your places. So this Maha Mantra, our mind has a tendency to go here and there. Even during chanting, the mind will wander, it will move here and there. But we have to make an endeavor to bring it back as soon as we realize. Sometimes what happens, our mind goes somewhere and we don't even realize. But then as soon as we realize that, oh, I am supposed to be hearing and chanting, not thinking something else, we should immediately bring it back. This is called practice. Because we have a conditioning where our mind has a tendency to always wander everywhere. So it's not going to happen in one day, overnight, that all of a sudden we will be very focused. But if we make this practice as a regular thing and sincerely we endeavor, definitely we are going to have much better quality of chanting in due course. And that will help us stay more focused, be calm, peaceful, have clarity of thought, and be in mode of goodness, and be connected to ourselves and connected to the Supreme Lord. And that is the perfection of our life. This is what we are meant for. So this is the whole purpose of our life. I would like to say a few things. There is an American writer. His name is Mark Twain. Some of you may have heard his name. He has written many stories. He said that there are two important days in our life. One is when we are born, and other is the day when we come to know why we are born. So of course, the day we are born is gone. That's the history. That's the past information. We can't do anything about that. But the day we come to know why we are born, that will bring transformation. So we are born to reestablish our eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. This is the whole purpose of our life. And this is the mantra meditation that is going to help us establish our relationship, loving relationship with the Lord. So we connect with the Lord in a loving way, and then we also learn how to connect with all the other living entities, because everybody is part and parcel of the same Lord. We are all children of the same Father. So our heart becomes filled with actually love, and we have so much of purity in our heart. And that will keep us in a joyful state, and then automatically we will be peaceful and happy, and we can do wonderful things in our life. So I think I have completed what I was supposed to. And if Jivanesh Prabhu has something else to...
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for your so powerful session. It was very enlightening. So I would like to keep this session open for question answer session. Okay. So participants are requested to put their question in chat window, and also you can unmute and you can directly ask. Meanwhile, sir, I would like to take this opportunity. So can you please share your past memories at IIT Kanpur? And also, what is your experience with this mantra meditation? So can you please share this with us?
While we are talking about mantra meditation, let me take that first, and then I can go to my association with IIT Kanpur. So mantra meditation, this is something that I learned first time when I was in IIT Kanpur in my first year, just like all of you are. So initially I was a little bit hesitant to chant, and that happens with everybody. But once you start it, and then in the association of other devotees, you will experience the joy of it. And the way I came, and this mantra, personally and for everybody, those who are chanting, this helps us stay close to ourselves and connected to the Lord. This is our prayer. So this is something becomes so integral to us. in due course that we can't live without. And this mantra in due course also becomes something like we chant wherever we are, even if we are walking somewhere, we can chant this mantra. So that way we always stay in touch with the Lord and ourselves. So I would suggest you experience the mantra for yourself by chanting, and you will know in due course. Now, coming to my association with IIT Kanpur and Bhaktivedanta Club, I was in my very first year and the very first month of my being in IIT Kanpur, because semester usually starts, I think, around mid-July. This year is an exception because of the unexpected situation in the world. Usually it starts mid-July, so, and the Janmashtami comes very soon in August. So one person came to my door in my room. I was staying in hall 3 at that time. And somebody came and then they knocked on the door and that's it. Oh, they were giving some invitation for Janmashtami. The devotee was going, the person, he was a student, PhD student actually. But he was part of the club and he was practicing. And then he came to invite for Janmashtami and also seeking some little donation, if possible. I gave something and then I said, okay, I will come. But he also told that we also have a regular program. If you want, you can come. And he would have told this to everybody, every room he went. But somehow by the blessings of the Lord and the Vaishnavas, I was fortunate enough to start going there to the club. And then, in my batch, I was the only one. So I started going there. And that time, Sir had not joined IIT Kanpur. That was in 1999. Sir came in 2001. So then that time that PhD student, he used to live in hall 4, and they had individual rooms in hall 4. So in his room, the wardrobe, he made like a small temple, and he used to sleep on the floor. So that is where put the mats, and then we used to have a program there. So 4, 5, 6 of us were there, and we used to get there, sit on the floor on a mat, and have some kirtan, hear something from Bhagavad Gita. And at the end, he would distribute some banana or something like that. So this is how it started. And then it went on, and then so many other things. We came to Vrindavan, also had a wonderful time. Then in 2001, but then what happened earlier, because there was no fixed place. So students used to move, they used to go out after graduation. So program used to shift from one place to another, and there was no senior leader as such who could properly guide. So it is in 2001 when Sir came as faculty. Then things changed for the better. And then it became very stable and very solid. And I started associating with Sir. I started coming. That time I was in my 3rd year when Sir joined IIT Kanpur. So I was literally, practically staying almost at his home. And in those days, there weren't many devotees. So I used to practically be engaged in so many things, starting from Arati, cooking, and so many. But that was a great experience. And then slowly and slowly, many other devotees started coming, and then things developed. And now this group, this club has transformed the lives of hundreds of students for the better. Hundreds and hundreds, many students have been transformed. So this is such a wonderful and amazing thing that has happened. So I would like to say that all of you who are here on the call are actually very fortunate. Whether you realize it or not, you will definitely realize it one day. You are very fortunate because out of so many students, not everybody is blessed to come in this association. So I humbly request you to take good advantage of this while balancing your studies at the same time learning the lessons of life. See, I always tell the students that life and livelihood, these two are different things. Our whole education system is just about livelihood. There is no education about life. But this is where you are going to get the education about life. ऐसे होता है ना कि हम ये खाने के लिए जी रहे हैं या जीने के लिए खा रहे हैं. So if we are living only to earn our livelihood, then what is the purpose? For life, just people spend their lives just earning livelihood. Life is altogether a different thing than livelihood. जीवन और जीविकोपार्जन दोनों में अंतर है. Our whole education system is just teaching us how to make our livelihood. There's nothing about life. What is life? Who are we? Why we have come to this world? What will happen after death? What are we supposed to do? What is our goal? None of these questions are answered in any of your courses that you have studied in your schools and you will study in your IIT Kanpur career. So this is a very important thing. So please value it and make the best use of it. This IIT Kanpur group is a very wonderful, vibrant group with a lot of positive energy. So you are all very, very fortunate. So that's all I can share. There are so many other things, but I think in the interest of time, it's a brief summary.
Yeah. So I would like to request students, please ask your questions. You must be having many questions regarding this mantra meditation.
Yes.
So yes. Please take this opportunity. Yes.
I have a question, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, basically, in today's world,
your video is
okay.
It will be good. Okay.
Am I visible? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in today's world, we see that basically many people are suffering from this disease of egoism. Basically, they all are educated, and after that, they all are suffering from a state of ego. Means after getting power, status, they feel very proud of that knowledge that they have received. But basically, there is a Sanskrit shloka which describe the quality of knowledge. It goes like that: Vidya dadati vinyam, vinya dhyati patratam, patratva dadan mapnoti, dhanada dharmam tata sukham. It means knowledge gives humility, humility gives capability, with capability we acquire wealth, and wealth give the righteousness and happiness in our life. So in your opinion, are we gaining the contaminated form of knowledge, or are we gaining a form of avidya, and what is the best knowledge that we should acquire? Yes, thank you.
Okay. So very, very good question. So as I said earlier, the knowledge that we are receiving in our universities is about livelihood. So when it says Vidya Dadati Vinayam, it's talking about a different Vidya. That is not the Vidya that we get in the universities. जैसे मैंने कहा ना कि जीवन की शिक्षा और जीविका की शिक्षा दोनों में अंतर है. And our university system is giving the knowledge, the education of only livelihood. It's not giving the knowledge of the life, the real true knowledge. So people, those who are so-called well-educated with so many degrees, they are educated only in the means of livelihood. They have not received, unfortunately, the real education of life. That is what comes from Bhagavad Gita. And that is the reason why people are filled with ego. And see, ego, what is ego? Ego is about our identity. Ego, what is the Hindi word for ego? It's ahankar. Aham means main. Aham. So ahamkar. Aham means main. So the sense of I, who I-ness, I am this, I am that, I am big, small, this, that. This sense of I, who I am, that is called ego. Now, because people do not know that they are actually part and parcel of Krishna, their eternal soul, they don't know. So they think they are this body, or they are a rich man, or a politician, or engineer, or doctor, or IS officer, or something, Indian, American, Pakistani, Chinese, whatever. So many identities they take on, which are all temporary identities. They are not permanent identities. They are the identities of the body. So because of this false identification, they developed false ego. And when we have true identity, then automatically the true ego will come. Ego will always remain. But if it's a true ego, then that doesn't hurt anybody. That will bring humility. The true ego is, I am the servant of Krishna. So I become humble. I am part and parcel of Krishna, and everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. So that sense of I, if I have that sense deep in our heart, and I act based on that understanding, then I live in true ego. Otherwise, I live in false ego. And that is what causes so many conflicts. So I think does this help you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand. I understand this, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Any other question? Because I can speak on these topics for long, and these are big topics, especially talking about ego and such things. But in short, I am just giving you an answer here. Any other question or any other comment?
Sir, for your wonderful session. Listening to you. Okay, I'm going to turn my video.
Yeah, Madhav, yes.
Okay, listening to you was as soothing as mantra meditation, and I think we can listen to you ever and ever. And I have always been have been this doubt that we has always been told to passionate in life, be dedicated in work that we do, and also we grow up making a role model like maybe when we used to be inside, we used to read books about the passionate person like Elon Musk is on hit these days, and we make him as a role model. And we came to IIT so that we could be a great successful person. So is being passionate a bad thing, and how does that how can we change now after coming to IIT, because our whole purpose of life doing such hard struggle, doing all the homeworks, JEE advanced and all these things. So is it bad to be passionate? How should we change? How should we balance this life? This always struggles me when I go to Hare Krishna and they tell me that, oh, you are not this body, you are soul, you are doing this thing again and again in life. So I really cannot leave the thing I am doing, and I really struggle to be in a mode of goodness. So that is always, being a counterproductive part in my devotional aspect. So I would like you to clarify my doubts, sir.
Okay, I think this is a question relevant to everybody. Before I answer the question, I see, I think this is Sri Radha Shyam Sundar at the back wall, where in your room, the calendar there, right?
Yes, this is calendar. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Sri Radha Shyam Sundar.
Yeah,
very wonderful.
Very wonderful photo. Yeah.
So, yes, all of you have come to IIT Kanpur with so many hopes, and you have worked very hard. And in order to achieve success that you have achieved today, to enter into JEE, where So many students try and very few get. You definitely have to be very passionate in a sense, and otherwise if you just sit and idle and nothing will happen, and then you definitely have many hopes for the future. Now this passion word is understood in different ways. Normally what people understand it as that you should all the time be running after something, that is called passion. This passion, the energy that we have, has to be channelized properly when our goal becomes clear. Now we can be passionate, there is no problem with that, but then passionate for what purpose? So that is the goal has to be changed. Now this is a big topic in itself actually, and it will require a lot of other concepts and to understand to be understood before we can actually answer this question properly. But in short, you see, Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that even to maintain our body, we have to be active. We can't be idle. So we have to work. We have to work. But once we understand the goal of life, it's very important, because even if we look at the big people in the world who have achieved so much, ultimately what happens? Everybody will have to leave the world and go, and everything is finished. So we're looking at the long term, nothing much is achieved in the true sense. Materially, so many things are achieved. People make a lot of developments, advancements, so many things. But something that is the real substance of the soul, that spiritually elevates, that helps us grow in our consciousness, such things are not achieved. Okay. So it's like we win the whole world, but we lose ourselves. It's like this. We are running, whole world is running after things. That doesn't mean that now we should stop working and stop studying. You have come to IIT Kanpur, so definitely you need to study and you need to work hard. But let us work hard in the mode of goodness. And passion also can be there where it's needed. Like I'll give an example. All of you know about Arjuna, right? Fighting the battle on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Now he is fighting the battle on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Is he not passionate? He is. Without passion, he can't fight. He can't sit in meditation on the battlefield and say, oh, because what is the use of this? But the point is why he's fighting. He's not fighting that battle for his own sense gratification, for his own purpose. Rather, he's doing it for the pleasure of the Lord, because Krishna wants him to do that. So what should happen in due course is our thought process should change in a direction that we will do things, we will do it for Krishna's satisfaction. We will offer the results to Krishna, we will work for him, we will be passionate for Krishna. So whatever we achieve, we will give the credit to him. So whatever comes in its own, and at some point, if something doesn't happen, we also accept it. We learn to lose also. Sometimes learning to lose is more difficult than to win. It's more difficult to tolerate failure than to tolerate success. Both. And people can't, because you see, people fail and then they can't manage and they go and commit suicide. So we will learn the lessons of life as we move on. So as you continue to learn the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, things will become much more clear, where you will know how to utilize and channelize your energy. We have a lot of energy. That energy has to be properly channelized. Bhagavad Gita does not teach us to stop working and become idle and do nothing. Rather, it should be channelized properly. A doctor in the hospital is also working very hard with the knife. A murderer is also working very hard with the knife. So we need to know how to properly use each and everything that comes our way in the service of the Lord. And that actually brings the real satisfaction. So we can be very passionate, but for the right purpose. But what is happening in the current world, people are very passionate for their own self, like for their sense gratification, very selfish purposes. They are passionate. But devotees are passionate for service of Krishna. Devotees do so many things. Like you say today, as you grow in Krishna consciousness, you will learn what devotees do. Prabhupada, Sri Prabhupada, whatever he accomplished, even the most passionate person in the world cannot accomplish. He wrote so many books, so many thousands of lectures, thousands of talks, conversations, hundreds of projects in such a short span of time. And not only he, his followers have also imbibed the same mood. And they are doing the same thing. They are working day and night. Much more. He used to sleep just 3 hours, 4 hours. And all the time doing something or the other. But they have a clarity of thought. They are working with a clear purpose. They have the whole purpose is to please Krishna, serve Krishna. So like mother in the household works hard for the children. She cooks. She works hard cooking for the children. But in a restaurant, a person works hard cooking to earn money. The act is same, cooking. One is done out of love, one is done for money. There is a difference. So devotees also work, common people also work, but they work for their petty things, petty nature, simple things. But devotees work not for their own gratification. They work to please Krishna. This is the difference in nutshell. Okay.
Thank you for the elaborate and wonderful answer, sir.
Hare Krishna. Anything else? Okay, if nothing, then Jivnesh. Anybody else? Yes.
Sir, I want to ask you, what is that thing which compels us to begin our journey on the spiritual path, to be regular in chanting, to be regular in reading Srila Prabhupada books, or to be regular in that level of spirituality? What is that thing which compels us to be
Which
doing
basically
so much
motivates
things?
us. You are saying
Yes,
what
sir.
will motivate us, right?
Yes, sir.
If you are
To be
asking just,
regular.
there are many things, but if you are just asking just one thing, then I would say it's the association of devotees. Because you feel motivated to do what you associate with. If you associate with, say, all those who are smokers, all the time you associate with them, then one day you will also feel motivated to smoke. If you associate with those who are drunkards, you will also start drinking. Associate with those who are all the time talking about politics. Whenever they meet, this is the only thing they have to discuss about this minister, that minister, ye wo, dunya bhar ka. You will also start doing that. And I can give so many examples like that. So similarly, you will feel motivated to practice the different aspects of devotional service when you associate regularly with devotees. Even if you don't feel like, you still do it. So in that association, you will feel inspired because everybody is doing that. And especially among them, some of those who are more advanced, who have been practicing for longer and have more experience and realizations, building close relationship with them. What will best help you if you will have many friends? You may have many friends from the past. You will make new friends in IIT Kanpur. But if your friendship with this devotee group is stronger than your friendship with other friends that you have, then you will definitely grow. So we have to wish, this is such a nice group, you have so many students coming from the same batch, and if you all can make a big nice group and have good association under the proper guidance of senior devotees there and Sir Leela Purushottam Prabhu, then that will definitely help you stay on the path and grow nicely. Okay? Yes.
Yes, thank you very much
Anything else?
for a very powerful session. It was very engaging session. As Madhav very rightly pointed out that we would like to hear a session. It should keep on going, but there is time limit, so we could not expand. But very nicely, very systematically, you covered like why we need mantra meditation. Like very nicely you give example of smartphone is the like a mass distraction tool we are having with us, and everybody is struggling, and then specifically this is the exam time, so everybody is suffering from this disease and we need some medicine for that. And then you brought this concept of three modes, what are the attributes of different modes and how they interact, then how this mantra meditation will help, what is the proper procedure, how to do with demonstration you have shown us. So a very nice session. We would like to have more such sessions, so please bless us with more such wonderful sessions so that we will grow and we will try to follow your footsteps. It is very nourishing and very inspiring. Please give us such future opportunities.
Thank you very much. I am very happy to be with this group.
Thank you, sir.
It brings back my memories of IIT Kanpur back in those days. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so there is one announcement for all students. So since your exams will be coming on, so just after your exams, maybe around 9th or 10th March, we are planning to organize one boot camp. So in that boot camp, we'll be calling all the different alumni, different professors, those who are working in AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning. Okay, so these professors will be giving boot camps. So 3 to 4 days sessions will be there, and in those sessions we will be teaching different concepts like what are the different dimension possibilities. Then you can learn from that, and then coming 2 to 3 weeks you will be having holidays. So in that holidays you can work on some particular projects. Okay, so this is just a small announcement of this boot camp. Okay, so all of you must be aware of this, that such program will be will be conducted. So more further details we will be providing you soon. Okay, so all the best for exams. And from tomorrow, so now Harikeshwar sir has very nicely given us a demonstration like how to do this mantra meditation. So from tomorrow onwards, we will be having only 10-minute session, and in that 10-minute session, we will be coming together at 7 o'clock, 7 to 7:10. Okay, 10 minutes we will be doing this mantra meditation together. Okay, so this will help you to focus more. Okay, to concentrate more on your studies. Okay, so that you can score good grades in all subjects. Okay, so thank you very much for your patience, and we'll meet tomorrow. Hare Krishna.